Welcome to the Barstool College Football Show, week 8 of the college football season. We are back in studio in Chicago. Brandon's trying to high five Dan, as always. We were in Baton Rouge last week. Great crowd. Dan and Dave, you guys went to the game, right? How was it?
Awesome.
Yeah, it's always great at LSU. I can't see you guys. Way to go, Blackman.
Way to go, Blackman.
Way to go,
Dave,
Blackman.
You said it was your first time at LSU at night.
Yes.
Loudest stadium in the country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was so loud. There was like, there we go. There was in our suite, Todd Graves, shout out Todd Graves, Raising Cane's. I'm curious how long Brody's just going to bark without anyone telling him to stop barking while I'm doing a podcast. There was a woman behind us who like dressed like a normal, I don't know, 25 to 35-year-old woman. Normal clothes, talking normal. You wouldn't think anything. Game starts. This woman is screaming at the top of her fucking lungs, like on 2nd and 7 defense. And, the whole fucking crowd. It's crazy how loud that is. It's like you are a normal human, and then when they're on defense or anything, you just fucking scream. It's nuts.
They care a lot about football down there.
It's far and away the loudest crowd in the country.
Easily. And they're the craziest in the best type of way.
Yeah, they're crazy in a good way. Like they'll shit talk you, but they'll shit talk you in a way that you're like, you respect it.
Absolutely.
What's going on with your ear, Brandon?
Nothing?
No.
What's going on with your ear?
What's going on with yours?
You just have like
You are loose on both.
I
Why
have
you
it-
have it reversed and you also have the mic?
Why is it in your
I
ear
don't
like
know.
that?
They just put it like what?
It's like hanging. It looks like you have a worm from here on your
That's
like
just
neck.
how they did it today. I don't know.
No, you can just move it over your ear.
It won't. My ears are too big. It won't stay over my ear. I don't know
blame
why.
it on the audio people.
I didn't blame it on the audio people.
It's your ears. Your ears suck.
I have bad ears.
Okay.
That's a fact.
For as much as like Blackman cares about like the aesthetics of this show, it's like he's good. Like I don't care. It just looked uncomfortable. Weird.
Well, you
Looked
called
like
it
had an
out.
inch-
You individually called it out.
You know that Dave
Well, it looked
can't
like you
not.
had an inchworm. I didn't know if you knew.
I knew. There. I fixed it.
Does that
Looks
look
good.
better?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like
No,
something
you
about
didn't.
Mary. It looks like I have a little cum on my
Now
ear.
it looks like he has a ear. Whatever. Let's just continue.
Let's continue. Ev, how are you doing?
I'm good. LSU is a lot of. It's nice to get the Freds once a year.
Yeah.
It's just a good vibe there. Just everyone's just happy, having a good time. That was in the top 5 of the drunker crowds we've had as well. I'd say
Oh, definitely.
for sure.
Yeah.
But that's expected at Freds at like 4 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, they didn't know where they were. They had no idea, but it was a great crowd. Thanks to Fred's, as always. We're gonna, every time I go to Fred's, I get happier and happier. They just, the best hospitality. Let's talk about this week's slate presented by High Noon with the Game Day Pack. It's fall, it's time to load up the ice and break out the oversized lawn games because the exclusive High Noon Game Day Pack is back. The cranberry pear, black cherry, and grapefruit. Visit highnoonspirits.com for your next tailgate to find a pack near you. Dave, we will start with you. Of course, Michigan State is a,
Bah.
I know, it's a big rivalry. It's
Bah.
not Michigan-Ohio State.
Bah.
But I will say, we talked about this earlier this week, Brandon and I did. It is crazy. Like, we know how fast Michigan State has fallen. Less than 2 years ago, we were in East Lansing for this show live, and it was insane. And now, Michigan favored by 24 in East Lansing, the over-under 46.5, Dave. I mean, no one in Michigan State thinks there's even a chance, right? Even Michigan State fans know that this is going to be a bloodbath.
Well, it's a sad state of affairs in the L, as they say. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to see what's going on there. The football program's in disarray. Tuck coming, Tuck going. He's got all his affairs, the lawsuits. Who knows what actually happened there? Generally, I wouldn't, as a rule of thumb, start flirting with the woman teaching the class on how not to flirt. It's a sad state of affairs. You know, I said this. They are our little brother. Michigan, obviously, is the crown jewel of the state. Nobody debates that. But I don't like seeing Michigan State like this. And I, as a show of good faith and camaraderie, I did say, for all the Spartans out there, and this stinks, by the way, you go to a school that you think at least has a reputable football program, and there's kids there 4 years, they may never go to a game. They may never see a game, a meaningful football game in East Lansing. So I've opened the door and said, for any Spartans who want to root for the Wolverines, we will accept you in. We will treat you as one of our own. You have the green light to become a Wolverine until you can figure it out, because it's disgusting what's going on there. Nobody wants to see it. I don't even know why this game is on the list, to be totally honest. I will take no pleasure in beating the shit out of them. I won't. I'll take no pleasure.
Dan?
Yeah. Michigan's going to beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
That is what's going to happen. I think Michigan State's defense has gotten a little bit better, but it doesn't matter. Michigan is out of this world good. They're averaging over 30 points a game. They're giving up under 10 points a game. That recipe works for winning football games. And I do think that there's an element of Harbaugh when he has the good team against a rival who has been a little bit of a thorn in his side a couple times. They had the fight last year, obviously the punt, whatever it was 8 years ago. I think Michigan absolutely demolishes them.
Yeah, Brandon, the starters for Michigan haven't, I think barely played in the fourth quarter, if at all.
I'm not impressed by that stat. They played the worst schedule in the country. They have played the most cowardly schedule in the country.
If your starters aren't playing in any fourth quarters, that's incredible.
Cowardly.
They have played the worst.
The thing I don't get about cowardly, and we go through this every time.
You played the worst schedule in the country.
Brandon, like 3 years ago,
you played a bunch of nobodies.
At Ann Arbor when we're hosting Washington, and everyone's like, "This is the worst schedule." You can't predict who will be good.
I can predict pretty much every year that East Carolina is not going to be very good. I can pretty much predict everybody you played in non-conference isn't going to be good because you didn't play anybody with a pulse. Now, you did get unfortunate that the first half of your Big Ten schedule is so garbage. That's not your fault. But Michigan's going to win this game like 52-7. They might give up a touchdown early like they did to Indiana and Rutgers, and then they'll just choke them out systematically, and they'll look like the best team in the country. And it doesn't matter until November 11th when they play Penn State.
But at what point do you say that they are not just like choking guys out, they're just destroying them?
They're a very good team. They're a very good team. Michigan State's a very bad team.
That must hurt you so deep to say that.
I've said it all year. They're a very good team. But we don't know how good they are because of their pussy-ass schedule.
Anything, Dave?
Again, you can't. These schedules are made 30 years in advance.
That's not true. You guys bailed out of a UCLA home and home 2 years ago.
Well, Notre Dame bailed out on us. Notre Dame ran from us. We're supposed to be playing Notre Dame every year, and they didn't want any part of us. They're too busy having Ohio State as their new arch rival because they want no part of us.
I really feel like in 2020 when COVID hit, y'all tried to get out of the Ohio State series, but the Big Ten wouldn't let you. Y'all tried before you ended up turning things around. You tried your best.
No, they literally didn't play a game in that practice.
They tried.
Weekend.
Oh, you were going back. Did I just hear Fat Boy?
You did.
Did I hear? So he is now talking. I'm trying not to make this about them. They have a big game, concentrate on their game. Let me repeat. Ohio State has not beaten Michigan before the days of COVID. Let's just settle down on who's avoiding who.
Well, you forfeited.
What? Ev, have you beaten us before the days of COVID?
I would say you surrendered, so I'd say yes.
Have you beaten us on the football field the day? No, that's a lie.
You quit.
We quit.
You
Why would we
mas.
quit? Why? No mas about what? We beat the shit out of you every time we play you.
Twice.
Who the fuck's that guy?
He brought Dan his ear pack.
I couldn't hear you for a minute there. I still can't hear you.
You didn't miss anything.
This is the same thing that happened to me last time we were in studio. Dave, you have to just say it out loud next time because otherwise we're going to get derailed anyways.
Well, it is a shame we're talking about Michigan State. Like they're going to kill him.
Okay. Yeah. I'm also going to take
I don't
Michigan.
think this game should have been on the sheet.
Yeah, we should have gone with 4 games this week.
Okay. At any time that we get a chance for Dave and Ev to talk about Michigan, Ohio State, it's probably going to be on there.
I don't want to talk about that. Listen, Ev has not earned the right to talk about that game.
Well, we're going to talk about Ohio State in a little bit, but first let's go to number 14 Utah, number 18 USC. USC favored by 7 right now. The over-under at 53.5. Dan, USC looked awful last week. Caleb Williams had a very bizarre game, out of character. Utah still doesn't have Cam Rising. Who are you taking in this game?
Yeah, so there's a few times, listen, I'm not the smartest guy, but when you review the tape, the smart thing to do in this league is to review the tape. If you have a bad performance, you go review the tape. I was reviewing the tape from Pick'em that just went out today, and I said, I'm not going to fall for the trap. I'm going to take Utah, which is literally falling for the trap. Dave pointed out in real time, I had to review it, and I played it back, and I was like, you sound like a fucking moron right now. So yeah, it's USC here. So thank you, Dave. I know you tried to help me in the moment. I had to have like an out-of-body experience to see myself and be like, what are you talking about, dude? You literally just said you don't want to fall for the trap, and you fell for the trap.
Yeah, and I was in the trap because going into it, I was on Utah, and then we talk it out. I think this will be a classic overreaction week. I've never been a Caleb Williams guy, by the way. Like, I have not been. I think people give him his flowers a little too prematurely. But I think they bounce back here and win by double digits.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this too with Caleb Williams. I mean, last week, for USC's defense to not be the sole reason that they lost the game the way that they did, like, I don't anticipate a guy who won the Heisman Trophy, who is unanimously probably going to be the number 1 overall draft pick, at least right now. I know that there's Drake May and other guys in the mix, but I don't anticipate him having anywhere near of a game 2 weeks in a row like he did against Notre Dame.
No, the guy started now 25 games. He's got one bad one.
Right.
And that was on the road against Notre Dame. Utah also can't score. They can't really score, and USC is going to score. That popped out of my, okay. That offense is not going to be held down twice in a row. Utah is a good defense, but I don't think Utah can score with them. So I like USC.
USC's defense also has gotten a little bit better.
Yeah, USC's defense was definitely not the problem against Notre Dame, but Notre Dame also had short fields all night.
Yeah, and to look at that game, if you didn't actually watch it, you would think that Notre Dame's offense just killed USC's defense, but obviously that's not what happened.
Caleb Williams threw 3 picks.
Yeah, exactly. And also, last year, Utah is the reason USC didn't make it into the college football playoff. So I do think there's a little bit of a revenge factor there. I am going to take USC. I think Caleb Williams is going to play much better. And it's like Dave said, classic overreaction. Everybody's trying to bury him all week. I do not anticipate that being the case after this Saturday. Let's go to the SEC. Number 17, Tennessee at number 11, Alabama. Alabama favored by 8.5. The over-under at 48.5. Braden, this game last year was probably the best game of the season. It was insane. Tennessee obviously beat them. They were smoking the cigars after the game. Are they going to be doing that in Tuscaloosa this year?
Will Tennessee be smoking cigars? Yes. That implies they win the game. I don't know. I do think they keep it within 8.5. I think this is a close game. I think Alabama's offense, Jalen Milroe, I don't know if he's right now. Like, they didn't look great against Arkansas. Tennessee's defense is sneaky, really good this year.
What does a right Jalen Milroe look like?
Looks like somebody
looks
like somebody that can run and hurt you when the play breaks down. He's run for negative yards.
I didn't see. He can't run?
He's run for negative yards the last 2 weeks.
All right, that's a good point, Brandon.
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe.
No, I want Dave to continue. Dave, I have the answer to your question.
Yeah, and I'm going to take Tennessee based on that. I think you know SEC football, Brandon. I've shown deference to you. I don't think you know anything outside.
I know
of the
college
conference.
football, Dave. I know college football.
No,
I hit Arizona last week. I hit Arizona.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma barely counts. That's the exception that proves the rule. That's the one team I've been wrong on all year.
Well, and
you were wrong about Michigan all last year.
You had Miami winning the national title.
That's the exception that proves the rule, and the rule.
No, I did not have Miami winning the national title, you dummy.
You had Miami winning the ACC 2 weeks ago.
It's called a hot take. You got to come up with something.
Not that hot.
I'm with Brandon on Tennessee. Tennessee's defense is good. Like, they played a lot better, and this game is. Joe Milton and Jalen Milroe are just two quarterbacks that are mirror image of each other. Obviously, Jalen Milroe can run a lot better than Joe Milton, but it's guys who can't get easy first downs, can't get the intermediate passes. There will be a couple big plays, but I think Tennessee keeps it close.
Yeah, they're both deep threats. The thing for me is that, Tennessee beat them last year. It's very rare. We went through this on Unnecessary Roughness, like that Nick Saban loses back-to-back years unless the team is going to win the national title. Tennessee is not a national title contender this year with Joe Milton. I think Alabama wins, and I think they cover. I think this is a very classic. Nick Saban has been hearing all year about how Tennessee beat them. They're going to cover the points. Dave, what do you think?
I took Tennessee based on Brandon Walker.
Okay.
That's very nice.
Thank you very much. That's nice to be together.
Very nice.
Ev, what do you think about this game?
I actually like Bama here. I'm just not sold on Tennessee at all. I don't like Joe Milton. He's been pretty inconsistent, pretty inaccurate. I think Bama wins like pretty comfortably here, double digits. I like Bama.
I agree with you. Let's move to number 16, Duke at number 4, Florida State. Florida State favored by 14.5, the over-under at 48.5. I think as we're recording this right now, do we know what's happening with Riley Leonard? I think it's
game time decision is what we know.
So still up in the air. So Dan, I will start with you. You had Duke last week.
I had Duke last
week. I know they weren't playing Florida State last week, but without Riley Leonard, how are you feeling this week with or without him?
Okay, so here's this isn't my hot take, but it is a hot take. I'd prefer Riley Leonard not to play this game because I'm going to take Duke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because Riley Leonard is good, but part of why he is good is he's able to beat people with his legs. If he is 75%, I don't want that. I'd rather the backup who's pretty good.
Okay.
So I would rather Riley Leonard not play and take the 14.5 and take Duke there.
And Dave, you've been very high on Jordan Travis in Florida State. How are you feeling about this game?
Yeah, I feel like I was the first person in the country really who noticed Jordan Travis. This is a tough game. Duke, I think, has earned the right for me to take them. They played Clemson, they beat Clemson. They played Notre Dame tough. They should have beat them. So those are two teams. Is Florida State head and shoulders above those teams? No, it's Tallahassee at night. I do love the quarterback, but I'm going to take Duke in the points.
Brandon?
I feel like Florida State's been very quiet in recent weeks as other teams, Oklahoma's popped up, Washington's popped up, and Florida State kind of owned the first couple of weeks of the season. I think it's time that they remind people, hey, we are really good. And Riley Leonard being out does hurt Duke, I think, especially on the road. I like Florida State, but I don't love it. But I'm picking.
Yeah, I will say this line, we talked about pick 'em. I do feel like the line is begging people to take Duke. I would feel more like I wouldn't have blinked if this line was like 8 or 9. Duke has played good teams tough. 14.5. I'm taking Florida State. Dan, I did what we did in that other game with USC. Mm-hmm. I'm taking Florida State.
I'm taking Florida State. I had them to win the ACC preseason. I like Duke. I like Mike Elko a lot, but Riley Leonard being a game time decision makes me nervous.
I'm telling you, he shouldn't play. I'd rather him not play. I think Duke has a better chance.
You're ready to go to battle without Riley Leonard?
If he was 100%, my answer would be different.
But what if he's 100%?
He's not going to be 100%.
We don't know.
There's no way. He was on crutches. He had a high ankle sprain. I think he's going to be 70%, and he's going to say, I want to play.
What about 90%?
90%, I would be closer to being okay with it. But he can beat you with his feet, and if he can't do that, I think I would rather not even risk it.
It's a pretty good point.
Yeah.
85%.
That's right on the line.
Okay.
So 85 is where we draw the line,
Yeah, that's
right there.
on the line.
Okay.
That's right on the line. I'd have to see him run once.
Okay, so by far the biggest game this week is part 1 of the Big Ten East. We know that there's going to be kind of a round robin situation going on. So number 7, Penn State, and number 3, Ohio State. Ohio State right now favored by 5. The over-under at 45.5. Ev, I'm just going to start with you.
Respectfully, they don't belong in the same breath with us, but continue.
Ev, they don't. They don't.
I'm just going to disregard that.
They don't. Neither of them have. I don't know when the last time Penn State beat us, but respectfully, these are the second and third play. The bigger game will be when we play them. But go. It is a big game. Go ahead.
It is a massive game, Ev.
Big. No. It's big. It's not massive. It's big.
Okay.
It's a big game for sure. I just have this very similar vibes to the Notre Dame game where it's like everyone's picking Penn State. Penn State, for some reason, preseason, even still during the season, has been crowned this like great team. They haven't beat anybody. I don't know what they've done to deserve. I get they're ranked lower, but people are all over Penn State in this game, and I just don't understand. I've said it this whole year. This Ohio State team is built different. They may not be as explosive on offense. The front 7 is as good as it's been in a long time. It's one of the best in the country. These are probably the 2 of the best defenses in the country. If it wasn't my team, I'm betting the under. The under might be my lock if I wasn't worried about it. I can't do that when I need Ohio State just to win the game. I love the under. I think it's going to be like a heavyweight slugfest defensive battle. Ohio State's going to win this game. They're going to pull away at the end like they always do. They have the dogs. They have the Jimmies and Joes. That
Well, they
Penn
don't
State
always
just doesn't
do.
have.
They don't always pull away in the second half, F.
No, they do, and they're going to this
Well,
year.
they don't.
They
really
had one
don't.
bad half, Dave, in 3 years.
And can I ask the mathematician, if everybody is taking Penn State, why does the line keep moving in fate? Like it's gone from what, 3.5 to 4 to 4.5 to 5?
Well, Dave, you could probably answer your own question. You're a smart enough guy. Why do you think so?
Yeah, Dave.
Because people are betting on Ohio State.
No, because Ohio State's going to win big. The public is all over Penn State in this game.
I'm looking right now. Yeah, the money's on Penn State.
Public dogs go to die, unfortunately.
That does make me nervous that it keeps going up in the public.
It was the same exact thing with Notre Dame game. The same thing. Ohio State's going to win. I'm saying they're going to pull away in the fourth quarter. They're going to win this game by, I'll say 13. They win this game by 13 points.
Okay, Dave, what do you think's going to happen?
I don't disagree. I think Ohio State's better than Penn State. There's some talking heads who have anointed Penn State without them doing a damn thing. I don't really understand it. So I do think Ohio State wins this game. But I'm taking the points. I think it's going to be close. I don't know. This whole Ohio State always pulls away in the fourth quarter. I don't have specific examples, but for some reason I don't remember Ohio State in big games pulling away in the fourth quarter.
I mean, I got an example.
know.
They didn't pull away from Notre Dame. They led one play of that second half.
Well,
So we pulled away
dummy,
and we won the game at
I
the
was
end.
being sarcastic because Michigan has battered them in the
The
second
thing
half.
about Notre Dame, I mean, that game was close to the
Walker.
very end.
Yeah, Ohio State didn't even cover.
Walker.
Well, they
Come
pushed.
on, man. Buckeye Brandon.
I'm not Buckeye
No,
Brandon.
actually, he likes Penn State this year, didn't you? I mean,
No, I know, but but you see him in all the videos celebrating Ohio State.
I don't celebrate.
And he'll probably
That's
say-
my friend over. Me and Big Ev are friends. I celebrated his victory over Notre Dame. Chief had a friend. He had a friend.
Who's Chiefs fan?
Who was it? Big T.
Oh, Big T.
They both had a big dumb Southerner beside them.
You also do enjoy the fact that Ohio State is going to probably beat Michigan, right? Then you're heading.
Probably beat Michigan.
I mean,
No,
I
in his,
what?
I think Michigan's going to win.
Brandon
but-
has kind of
Probably
positioned
beat
himself well
Michigan.
here,
Yeah.
where he picked Penn State before the season, but Dave has also anointed him Buckeye Brandon. So whoever wins, he's going to
gonna win.
ride that.
I'm
he's gonna
good.
ride that
I'm
whole-
good.
He also
Hey,
just
let me-
hates
let me-
Michigan.
yeah,
That's the
but
horse he's gonna ride.
the
He hates
problem
Michigan.
is he has Penn State and Ohio State. That's fine. Take the whole fucking Big Ten, Brandon, except for Michigan. And you know what? That'll just give me more games to rub it in your face.
Go ahead. Do what you got to do.
So you've liked.
Take the whole conference, Brandon.
I just need those
wish we
two
could play-
teams. I just need those two teams.
Take them.
And
Take them.
you've liked Drew Aller, and they haven't played
Yeah.
near the schedule, obviously, that Ohio State has because they played Notre Dame, but you think Drew Aller is the guy for Penn State.
I think Drew Aller's a good quarterback. I think this game isn't about really Drew Aller or Kyle McCord as much as these two defenses are both great. They're very good defenses. I agree with Ev. I think the under is the play here. I think this is a 17-14 war. And I do like Penn State to not only cover the number, I like Penn State to win the game.
Whoa.
Dan?
Yeah, I'm going to take the under as well. Both these defenses are very good. Also, I lean Ohio State. I'm going to wait and see. And it's simply because Drew Aller, like, this is his, I mean, it's not his first road game, but it's the only one that matters. Like,
It's his
he
first
hasn't-
big road game.
Right. He hasn't played on the road. I know the game is early, but I think
I hate that.
I hate it too. It should
love
be a
it.
night game. No, it should be a night game. But yeah, I'm going to take the under.
As a fan, knowing that I'm going to be watching all these games on the couch, I love that we have a big game at noon.
Start today.
Yeah, personally, I think that's great. I wouldn't want to be in the stadium as a fan, but
But every game's a big game when you gamble on every game. So, like, I'm fine with them waiting till the end.
that's fair.
You don't start start with some slower games. This game being noon sucks.
Yeah, let
last week-
Tulsa and UCF play, and I'll
Last week, the
gamble
noon
way
slate
too
was
much on that.
so bad, though. It was so bad. It was like we were waiting for the 3:30 games to kick. I know we've had this.
I
is
had
a debate.
7 plays. I was in every game.
Also, I'm going to be in California. This is going to be a 9 a.m. kick.
Oh,
for
see,
me.
that would suck. That's
9
an
a.m.
East
kick
Coast
for me.
bias. East Coast bias is at noon is great. I'm going to take Ohio State. Both Kyle McCord and Drew Aller, we're still trying to figure out exactly who they are. They both look pretty good, but Ohio State did go into South Bend. They won that game regardless of what Notre Dame did at the end. They got a big win on the road. I am going to take them at home against Penn State. But again, this is part 1 of the Big Ten East, so exciting to see. Trivia with Brandon Walker.
Yeah,
What do you
it's
got for us this
trivia,
week, Brandon?
And it is Ohio State and Penn State related. And my question is, the last time you have your whiteboards, I think 2 of you will get this. The last time,
Which
that-
2?
The 2 people that
I think
actually
you and
try.
Ev will get it.
Yeah.
the last
It
time
won't
that
be
Penn,
me.
It won't be me either.
the last time that Penn State beat Ohio State in Columbus, who was their quarterback?
Oh, I know this.
Who was their quarterback the last time Penn State beat Ohio State in Columbus? And it's not an easy question, Casey. So
Well, no, trivia.
I know it because it was right after Joe Pa got fired.
that is correct.
Yeah, it was Matt McGloin.
It was Matt McGloin.
I was thinking I didn't get to it.
2011, Penn State went into Columbus. It's the last time they won in Columbus. Has been 12 years ago now.
Was that Luke Fickle? No.
I don't know if it was
might
Luke
have
Fickle.
been.
It might have been Luke Fickle. It
Yeah.
does seem
Yeah,
like
I
it was in
think
that
so.
timeline.
Yeah.
I think so.
We didn't talk about this when we talked about the game, but like James Franklin, he's never beaten Ohio State and Michigan in the same season.
Yeah.
He's, beat Ohio State like once. I know you said he hasn't won until he wins. You really think that this is?
So I'm going to use Jim Harbaugh for an example.
Okay.
Jim Harbaugh is a guy who, when he got to Michigan, didn't beat Ohio State for a while. He didn't. It took him a while, and then he finally climbed the mountain, and now he's looking down the mountain at Ohio State after having beaten them twice in a row and gone to the playoff 2 years in a row. So you don't break through until you break through. So James Franklin,
Good
I
point.
think, can break through.
Penn State does traditionally play Ohio State tough. They have played them tough. And Penn State has covered, we were talking about the other day, they're 12-0-1 in their last 13 games against the spread. They're just free money.
Just a cover machine.
Cover machine. Yeah.
I like cover machines.
Yeah.
James Franklin hasn't won until he wins, right?
You don't break through until you break through.
There you go.
And once you break through, you've broken through.
That is a fact. Can he break through twice this season?
Who is this a bigger game for?
I think it's bigger for Ohio State. Because I don't think Ohio State can lose this one, and then because they got a road game at Michigan.
No, I know. It's crazy that both coaches.
What?
You just conceded.
No, I didn't concede, Dave. It's very, very, very simple, okay? Michigan plays Ohio State at home. Ohio State plays Penn State at home. Penn State plays Michigan at home. If you're going to stay in this race, you got to win your home game. Therefore, it's bigger for Ohio State.
Yeah, but if Ohio State loses and wins out, they're not, but they'd go to the playoff.
Oh, they would be fine. But if they lose to Penn State at home, I don't see how they beat Michigan on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Both coaches, this would be like the biggest win they've had in a long time. James Franklin would be probably the biggest win at Penn State.
Definitely. But
For sure with him, yeah.
The way the schedule is set up, the way the schedule is set up in a weird way, it's like, I feel like, so let's just say what's going to happen. You know, Michigan beats everybody. I think Penn State can still sneak in if they win this game, lose to Michigan, because then Ohio State's at the disadvantage. Everyone's always going to remember them getting pummeled in the last game of the season. So it's hard for them to get in when you know they're going to get whooped on
but
in
Dave,
Thanksgiving.
They got pummeled in the last game of the season last year, and then they went to the playoff.
Yeah.
I can't hear Dave.
That's fine. You don't need to hear Dave.
I'm not making a joke. I actually can't hear.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making a joke. I was like,
No,
He's making a joke.
He's
making a joke.
He says you're making a joke, but I guess we will see. However,
is this the only show where I guess the layoffs have affected every aspect of it?
Pro football ran very well.
Yeah, this show, for some reason, sound, nothing. I don't know.
pro football did run very smoothly this morning. Let's move on. The Pizza Hut take of the week. Pizza Hut may not have invented pizza, but they sure made it famous. Whether it's a team celebration or just a casual get-together with friends, no one out-pizzas the Hut. Order now. Dave, I will start with you. What is your Hut take for week 8 of college football?
I'm heading towards the domestic situation bowl, which is going to be Michigan versus Florida State.
Yikes.
Which is not going to be good.
Yeah, that's going to be
my
tough.
Hot take.
That's
and I'm not saying it facetiously. I already know it won't go over well at all. So that is coming. The domestic bowl.
Well, the domestic bowl. Will you guys watch together?
You go to the game.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? She won't even know it's happening till it's like, hey, they're in the playoff and we're going to the game, and then suddenly she'll become a quite obnoxious fan. So yeah, the domestic bowl is going to be a problem.
It's a nightmare situation. Dan, what is your hot take?
My hot take is the Iowa Hawkeyes are going to be 11-1, and everyone in the world is going to be mad about them, and I love it. I know that they just beat Wisconsin. Wisconsin's got its own problems. We're now on our backup quarterback. But Iowa, they are the what's the guy's name? Pinkman. Aaron Paul. Aaron Paul in the Breaking Bad. They can't keep getting away with this. They are that team. Everyone's just so angry about Iowa. They just keep beating teams with zero offense, all defense, all special teams. I love it. I love it. People are going to be mad about Iowa. This guy's going to be mad about Iowa.
Well, he's been going at it with Iowa fans this week.
He has a history with Iowa fans.
Well,
they're going to be 11-1,
that,
and he will say they're not good.
See, this is the opposite of what I said. I said Iowa is about to go 11-1. They're the class of that division, and they can't score. They're going to have to fire their offensive coordinator because of the deal they made, and it's one of the most amazing things in college football.
I love it. I love it. They're the best story.
They're a team that makes everybody mad because everybody's mad that Iowa's doing this, and then Iowa fans are mad they can't score.
Right. I like it.
But how
Everyone's
do you fire
mad about
somebody
Iowa.
to go 11-1 to go to the Big Ten championship?
Because
you can't score
Well, I
25
know, but
points.
that's crazy.
And they're two different leagues. They'll go to the Big Ten championship and they'll be 20-point underdogs.
And they'll get beat by, Penn State already beat them 31-0 in a game that could have been 60.
Yeah, the Big Ten West is so lopsided because it's just like whoever goes is just like a slaughtered lamb to go to play Ohio State, Michigan, or Penn State. All right, Brandon, your hot take.
The Pac-12 is about to play itself out of the playoffs.
No.
It is. I'm sorry. Washington, who is in control of it right now, has multiple losable games on the schedule. They got at USC, at Oregon State, not to mention a couple of tough home games. Oregon already has a loss. They got at Utah. They play USC at home. USC has a loss. They got these tough games. And then you got the conference championship game. As entertaining as it's been this year, the Pac-12 is about to play itself right out of the playoff.
And then the Pac-12 just dies.
And then the
Which is
Pac-12
sad.
will die on the vine, yes. I really think Oregon State's going to beat Washington at home, and I don't think you're going to have an undefeated team, and now you're just hoping somebody doesn't catch a second loss, but I think it's going to happen.
I mean, I could see that easily because you got to think the ACC is staring at a potential undefeated team. The Big Ten, you got to figure 2. You got Oklahoma floating around at undefeated. So there's a lot of LSU, if they come, we haven't included the SEC in that.
Well,
so
Georgia, not LSU.
Yeah. No, I'm saying correct, but if in my head, I'm like, if the LSU got, it would be Georgia currently.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the SEC I didn't include in the Oklahoma ACC Big Ten. Yeah, there's a lot of ways the Pac-12 doesn't make
It's
it.
a tragedy because it is the perfect season for a 12-team playoff.
Perfect.
It really is.
The perfect season.
Well, the ACC, though.
Like, what do you do if, just hypothetically, Oklahoma stays undefeated, Florida State's undefeated, Georgia, Washington, Michigan?
I sadly think out of that group, Florida State gets left out.
Yeah.
If all of them stay undefeated.
If all of them, I think the
Oklahoma would have
ACC
2 wins over Texas.
Yeah, I mean, Washington, Big Ten, and it would be between Oklahoma and Florida State.
I was
'cause
going to say
think
Oklahoma got left out. And that's
Well, but-
it would be between those 2.
No, because I think Oklahoma would go because even though like it was early in the season, Texas did beat Alabama, and then they would have had to beat Texas twice. So they, to say that you beat a team twice that beat Alabama.
I think Washington doesn't go.
No, undefeated Washington definitely goes. Their
Why?
schedule will be insane by
Wins
the end
over
of it.
Oregon, wins over USC.
They're going to
wins
have
over-
like
Yeah,
they'll
but-
have like 8 ranked wins if they go undefeated.
Oregon State's going to be like 9-3.
Yeah.
The
They would
Pac-12 is
be
too
a
good.
no doubter in if they went undefeated.
I think Florida State, because I mean we know Clemson is down. We'll see what happens with Duke, but I mean North Carolina is still sitting there too. So the ACC is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like Florida State, you beat LSU, you beat an undefeated North Carolina. I don't know.
It would be tough. I personally would think
I mean,
the
I
ACC
doubt
would be.
it'll happen,
Yeah,
but
But it's all about the wins you get late once they put out the college football playoff. So it would be, Washington right now is, I know it's not the college football playoff poll, but they're 5, and Ohio State's ahead of them, and Michigan's ahead of them. They play each other, so right there, like if they went undefeated, you'd assume they'd be in the 4.
What's Florida State?
Florida State's 4, so it's Oklahoma would be the 1.
But for Oklahoma to have to beat Texas twice, I don't know. It would be that we do need a 12-team playoff. I mean, anybody who argues against it is why this is a
if
point.
Washington went undefeated, they would have like 6 wins
Right.
that are better than Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Also, Texas is
Dan,
going
but
to
I
beat the
could
fuck
see-
out of Oklahoma in the rematch. The fuck out of
Yeah,
them.
you don't know what you're talking about. But here's, I could see the Pac-12 falling apart a little bit. Like USC losing Notre Dame, that hurts the entire conference.
Yeah, of course, but Oregon and Oregon State, I mean, they would still, Oklahoma just doesn't have, the Big 12 is just not at a standard that the Pac-12's at right now. So, and same with the ACC. Again, if Washington goes undefeated, I would put my life on them making the playoffs.
I would too as well. All right, Ev, what is your hot take this week?
kind of ironically, mine's kind of the total opposite direction. Even though obviously suffered the heartbreaker last week, I still don't think Oregon's the best team in the Pac-12. I think they beat Washington in the Pac-12 championship game in the rematch, and I think they make the playoff. Oregon.
I don't hate that.
And as much as we talk about Oregon, they were absolutely on the ropes, almost dead to rights in Lubbock. So, I mean.
True.
So this is not my own hot take, but Dan, we haven't talked about this yet, and I didn't know if it was going to come up on the NFL show or not, but I believe this is a Dan Patrick hot take.
Okay.
Lincoln Riley, head coach of the Chicago Bears.
I don't want him.
You don't want him.
No, he stinks.
Apparently, he might be following Caleb Williams, so that's like the new take out there is the rumors.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd want.
This guy's got some nerve.
Yeah, I don't want him. No.
As long as he doesn't bring his defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I don't want him. I don't
Okay.
want him. No, thank you. I want Jim Harbaugh and Drake May.
So you don't even want Caleb Williams anymore.
I'd
That's-
take Caleb Williams, but
Okay.
Jim Harbaugh is the most important part.
But in reality, I know that it's rumors and the internet loves to talk about it. Do you think that there's any truth to that could potentially be a situation for
No, I mean,
Chicago?
of course, Lincoln Riley's just going to keep moving around and get paid more and more. So of course there's
There
truth to it.
can't be a more oppo fit.
Right.
Lincoln Riley in the city of Chicago. So Dan, if you want Harbaugh, you're rooting, like you
Yeah,
said.
I'm rooting for Michigan.
You
Yeah.
need a national title out
Yes.
of Michigan.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I've said that many times.
I do think if he wins a national title, he could potentially leave. I don't think he will without
he's
it.
proven he can't win a playoff game. That's
Has
a
he?
proven fact.
Well, as a wise philosopher said, you don't break through till you break through.
God damn it, he brought it back.
Got ya.
Yeah, that was good. Use it on you. Use your take on you.
Just threw that right up to him.
It's time for the Rhoback Dog of the Week. As always, we are all outfitted in Rhoback, whether we're in studio or on the road, and you can grab your gear for football season. Go to Rhoback, that's RHOBACK.com, and use code football for 20% off your first purchase. That's 20% off all polos, shorts, hoodies, and more with code football. Dave, who is your dog of the week?
My dog of the week was that idiot Notre Dame fan who ran out and taunted Caleb Williams. I don't like Caleb Williams, but I'm all for storming the field. But you can't, it's got to be, you're in international waters. If you start talking shit to a player, all rules of decorum now exit and you can get the shit beat out of you. Like, Caleb Williams deserved to be able to knock that guy's teeth out and nobody say boo. That guy who ran on, yeah, your fingernails, bye-bye. He's my dog of the week. And I don't mean it in he's a dog. I mean, he's a dirty, dead dog.
He's a bad dog. Okay, that's they're getting very comfortable. Fans are getting way too comfortable with players on the field, so I agree with that.
And if Caleb Williams did something, it would have been all on him.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I said, Dave, that if we have that same situation again and a player slaps a fan in the face, open hand slap, not punch, open hand slap, I will help in bail money.
Okay, I like that. I will too.
Okay, there you go.
Open hand slap would be very funny.
But it has to be the exact
too.
same situation. It has to be a clear provocation, open hand slap, not punch. I think open hand slap, I think Caleb Williams, legally you should get 10 seconds to just slap the fuck out of that kid.
What about a shove? Is a shove good?
No, I'd say open hand slap.
That's deserving of a slap.
Shove seem fine.
I feel like a slap is more disrespectful than a shove.
Yeah, no, that's the point.
Okay,
I want a slap.
Okay.
A slap is a disrespectful thing that doesn't cause real bodily harm.
On the NFL show, I don't remember how long ago it was, we were talking about wet willies and noogies and all that. What if Caleb Williams noogied that guy?
No, you got to slap.
But that'd be the greatest thing that ever happened.
It would be
is
great.
better, though.
Yeah, slap is better.
Okay,
Just
Dan.
the aesthetic of the slap is.
Especially with the fingernails, because that's what he was going after. Okay, Dan, who's your dog this week?
My dog of the week is the South Carolina Gamecocks, +7 against Mizzou, and it's really Shane Beamer. What a fucking idiot that guy is. He broke his foot kicking something after the loss to Florida. He's a moron, but I'm going to take him.
I'm going to double down. I have my dog as Shane Beamer.
Yeah, what an idiot.
I'm going to be honest. He's an idiot, and men are stupid because they'll punch and kick things that will break their body, but that means your coach cares. I would love to see my coach care enough to break their own foot, because my coach right now goes home and doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, but if you care, again, I'm taking South Carolina, but he cares, and he's an idiot.
Well, yes, but I mean, how every time something goes viral where a guy, and it's always men, break their TVs, or when you see a guy punch a brick wall and break their hand. It's really stupid, but
I don't
you do
know when
care.
this turned into such a chauvinistic program.
Have you ever seen it?
I've seen
Taking
women
down the
lose their
patriarchy.
temper plenty of time.
Fuck the patriarchy, right? Is that what I'm supposed to say? Kelly Keegs would tell me to say that right now.
Yeah.
But usually those are the viral things that happen. I don't usually see women punching brick walls and breaking their hand and it going viral, but I could be wrong.
I don't think the pool of women watching sports isn't as large as men. There's more chance for that to happen to men.
That is true. I actually think that if you're a South Carolina fan, you'd be like, yeah, it's stupid, but he's physically feeling the pain that South Carolina fans are feeling. I would love to see that my coach cared that much. Brandon, who is your dog of the week?
Well, I had
Shane Beamer.
Shane Beamer. But I had Shane Beamer for the fact that it humanized him, but I'm going to go a different way because I was 50-50. I'm going to go with Minnesota on the road, +3.5 at Iowa. Now,
This is going to make you mad about Iowa.
No. But Iowa's in this spot where we all looked up last week and they won at Wisconsin. We said, oh my God, they're going to go 11-1. They're going to win the Big Ten West, no problem. And that's when they get fucked up. That's when they come home. This line's already moved from 6.5 to 3.5. Minnesota beats Iowa in Iowa City this weekend.
And you would be very happy about that.
Hey, I'm unbiased. I take no pleasure in that. But that's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
Also, I had Shane Beamer until y'all took it.
By the way, we all had Shane Beamer. I feel like I don't want to throw this man under the bus, but somebody should let us know we all have the same one, right?
Well, that's just Blattman. You know how he is.
Okay, Ev, your dog of the week?
Mine is Colorado State, not this week, from last week. I got home from LSU late at night, had Colorado State +8.5. They were down 20 with just over 4 minutes left. They come back, not only cover, win the game on a Hail Mary.
Over.
Colorado State. And the over hit as well.
Yep.
Colorado State covers, wins outright, hits the over. Shut out the Rams.
Let's move to the proper picks of the week presented by Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. Rich and smooth Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey for every bottle sold. A donation is made to support our brave first responders. Order your bottle now of Proper 12 Irish Whiskey from Drizly today. Big Cat, pour the roar. You've got
Pour
the
the
apple.
roar. It's delicious. The Proper Number 12 Irish apple is unbelievable.
The weather's changing too, so it just warms your body up.
So good. We already talked about this game. My lock of the week is going to be my proper pick of the week is going to be the Michigan Wolverines -24 against Michigan State.
Okay, and we've already put up the standings. Dave is still in the lead at 5-2. Brandon, who is your proper pick?
All right, so mine is going to be in Manhattan, Kansas. Two teams that
like
have
this
kind of
pick.
struggled a little bit so far this year, but they have both found their quarterbacks. Avery Johnson is the quarterback of the future for the Kansas State Wildcats. Josh Hoover threw for 450 yards last week in his first start for TCU. Over 59.5 as the quarterbacks have been found at these schools. Kansas State, TCU, over 59.5.
I like it.
Dave?
I love that pick, almost to the point it seems too obvious, if that makes any sense. I am curious what Brandon thinks of my mortal. I'm going to take Auburn to beat Ole Miss at Auburn. They're +6.5. I think they win the game.
So my problem is, can they score with them? But that series is kind of weird. Auburn and Ole Miss have a 20-year history that's really wacky and weird. And a team like Hugh Freeze getting his first shot at Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's also not talking about Hugh Freeze this week. Tells me that that's very possible what he just said.
So
And also, just to clarify, I don't know if people know, but Barstool Sports is supporting the Ole Miss, the Grove Collective. Every brick watch that is sold, we give $1,000 to the Ole Miss football program to help them out. So here's what concerns about this game. When we're planning this, and Lane and all the people involved, the great people at Ole Miss, Mincy was a little bit nervous to start this after this game because he thought this could be a trouble spot. So, Mincy has his ear to the ground. Like he said, he's been almost all the Ole Miss games. So I think there's a little bit of fear here. I do like Auburn. And again, $1,000 every brick watch goes to the Grove Collective.
Yeah, you also sold 12.
No, he's actually doing great.
That won't buy you. That won't buy you a punter. You can't buy a punter down there yet.
What do we need for a player?
I don't know. Why don't you give me the same deal with Mississippi State? I'll have you 100 watches sold in a month.
Okay.
Actually, I don't want to
Fine.
do that. I don't want to
I'm
help
about
you
to
out.
say, you want to cold call people like Mincy's
I
doing?
don't have to cold call people.
think-
People call me.
Oh, okay.
And without being like rude, I don't know. I'm not from Mississippi. And by the way, people told me I'm banned. Like I thought Mississippi was supposed to be this hospitable place. People are like, oh, you're banned from Smith County watermelons. I was getting those texts after
That's
this.
what I told you. Yeah, you're not. I'm not sending you watermelons anymore.
Wait, why is he banned?
Your mother sent them, not you. So who
Well,
cares?
my mom's not going to send them anymore either. The
Of
watermelons,
course she does.
you're
Your mom
cut off,
your mom
Dave.
doesn't
You're
like
cut
your
off.
mom
The
doesn't like
watermelon is over.
Mississippi State. Let me say this. I don't know.
You're helping a piece of shit
that
organization.
Mississippi State has the economic wherewithal to be affording $2,000 watches.
We're the People's University.
Well,
Also,
sounds
your
like you
mom's an
confirmed it.
Alabama fan, so
and
you
your
can,
mom
she
will
can
do it
still
just to
send the
spite you.
watermelon.
She hates Ole Miss just like
She'll
any
still send
normal
the
person
watermelon.
should.
but your mom will probably do it just to spite you. She likes to spite you.
Yeah.
It's true.
Watermelons
Mom's
are
a
cut
great
off.
person.
The watermelon supply is over for
I'll
day
make
4.
sure you get a
Mom is-
watermelon,
yeah.
Dave.
You can't get good Smith County watermelons.
I will make sure that you get a watermelon, Dave.
I want a Smith County
you.
watermelon. But before we move on from this game, I'm going to ask you again, rank your hate. Hugh Freeze, Auburn, Ole Miss.
I hate them all.
But you have to rank
tremendously.
it.
I hate Ole Miss the worst, Hugh Freeze second worst, Auburn distant third.
Okay. I didn't know if Hugh Freeze took
Hugh Freeze is the biggest piece of shit in college football.
So you don't want to see Auburn win.
You guys are going to get smoked
I'd
in
rather
the Egg
see
Bowl this year.
Auburn. No, we're not.
Yeah, you
You
are.
said that last year.
I know. And I said it the year before, and you did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
We lost by like 6.
Okay, well, you're going to get smoked.
Have you guys won this year, Brandon? That's
Look,
not.
our fucking coach died. Our coach is in the ground, and y'all are talking about football.
Shouldn't have fired Mike Leach.
Well, just to clarify, I'm the one who said that you guys won't win because of that. You thought it wasn't a big deal.
I'm sorry for having hope and joy and love in this world. I'm sorry. I apologize for having hope. My bad.
You guys shouldn't even be playing football this year, out of respect.
What is your record? Have you won? I don't know.
Selling watches so they can fucking
They've
sing
won
Dixie.
like 2 games.
So they can sing Dixie and talk about how great the Old South was. That's going to be
You
fun.
guys beat Arizona, didn't you?
Yeah, we beat Arizona. Arizona's good. We beat them. We're 3-3.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
It's not so bad.
That's-
and
practically
Mike Leach
50%.
You
did
guys
die.
beat Southeastern Louisiana. You beat Arizona. That's a good win. Lost by 100 to LSU. Lost to South Carolina. Lost to Alabama by 100.
Yeah.
Beat Western Michigan.
Beat Western Michigan. Western Michigan's one of the best teams in western part of Michigan.
But
Literally the
you are
worst team in the MAC.
the whole production room that is behind multiple walls. You could hear them laughing at that. So that's a tough scene. All right, Ev, your proper pick.
Mine is I'm going with the South Carolina Mizzou over 60.
I like that as well.
I think it's points galore. I think both teams score quite a bit. South Carolina's pass defense is horrible. Mizzou, Brady Cook's one of the underrated quarterbacks in the country. They're going to throw the ball a ton. Have some of the best receivers in the country. I think this goes way over. I love it at 60.
Ev, that is mine too. This is another example of I wish we would have known. But so South Carolina let up 30 points to Mississippi State, 41 to Tennessee, 41 to Florida, and Mizzou is 6-1 in the over in the last 7 games. So I'm riding with you as well on that, which makes me feel good because I am not good at proper picks this year. Let's move to the Viva La Hooters top 10. So all year we have been doing a competition. So right now you can head over to your local Hooters and tweet a picture of your wings with hashtag Viva La Hooters to win a trip to the national championship. We'll also choose one person weekly to win a $50 gift card to the Barstool store. Of course, we have the gorgeous Hooters girls here with the wings that I can smell from all the way over here. They smell amazing. Ev, I know that you've been trying all the wings every
I'm
week.
basking in the ambiance right now. It's
Yes.
delicious. Here with the Hooters girls, and we're going to be tasting different flavors each week. This week's flavor, Daytona Beach. Sounds fantastic. Download the Hooters app and enter coupon code Barstool23 for $5 off your order, $50 or more, valid at participating locations only. So check with your local Hooters. That's Barstool23, $5 off your order, 15 or more. Daytona Beach flavored.
I know we say this every single time we talk about Hooters, but the fact that they were the first ever advertiser with Barstool 20 years ago, they just turned 40, which is amazing, and then the girls bring food every week, like that's incredible.
What more can you ask for?
I mean,
best.
what more can you ask for? So head over to your local Hooters right now. Let's reveal our communal top 10, which we have all been voting on all week. You've got a smile on your face. You know something's coming?
I know the wings smell
Oh,
delicious.
you're very happy that you're
Yes.
getting these. They do smell unbelievable. They look really good too. Okay, so Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Penn State, North Carolina, Oregon, and Texas. I have Michigan at number 1.
Nothing wrong with
I have
that.
Michigan
Yeah.
at number 1.
I have Michigan at 2.
I have Michigan at number 1.
Do you really?
I do.
Wow.
So then what the fuck?
I know.
What do you mean? What the fuck?
No, because Georgia's number 1. I have Michigan at 1. You have Michigan at 1. Dan has Michigan.
Oh, because Big Ev, Fat Boy, is so jealous he doesn't put him on the rankings.
Let's see, where do I have them?
Yeah, where do you have Michigan?
I mean, a lot of teams have won a lot of games this year. Let's just call out.
Looking for it. He
call
can't
out the top
find it.
10.
He can't find it.
I
I
must
gotta
have
be
misplaced
honest,
it. I don't know where they
it
went.
is
I don't know.
hilarious. I find this cute. It's endearing to see the levels. I mean, you think I care? Like, listen, Ev, you can put Michigan wherever you want to put them. You can beat Notre Dame all you want. Judgment Day is coming, and it's going to be
You're
the
right, it's
same
coming.
exact shit for you. What happens in the darkness is going to come to light.
Is Ev going to get an invite to Florida for that game?
Yes.
Wow.
We watching at your house, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be
That'll
Yeah.
be incredible.
My mother's going to be here. We're doing Thanksgiving here. She may knock you out. My mom's a fucking big Michigan rooter.
Oh, that's going to be.
The
Oh, that's
content
not
of
fair.
Mrs. Portnoy versus Big Ev.
Your
will
mother's
be-
lovely, but that's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not really a fair game, Big.
I'll tell you what, Big Ev, that's going to be an environment like, obviously you want to win, but if you win, that's awkward.
Well, no, now I'm.
That's awkward.
Because now, I mean, she's a sweetheart. I'm going to have to tread lightly with
Right,
my,
I know.
with my
Like if you,
language. I'm going to have to.
If Ohio State like beats Michigan at the end of the game and you're just sitting in Dave's house
Yeah.
with his entire family, like that's a want to get away moment.
We have this little like in-law. It looks like a tower where like who's the one with Hansel and Gretel?
Rapunzel?
Like who's the one with the who?
Rapunzel?
Yeah, we have like a Rapunzel tower in the back. So Ev, there's a bed and a TV and a kitchen. You can go live in there.
All right.
Yeah, Ev, you definitely can't have anything like any clip of you like versus Mrs. Portnoy go.
Well, no,
anytime
no, I
south.
would never do that.
So
I
you
would
just
never
have to
do that.
sit in
It's all
silence. So it's
Dave-
actually horrible for you to
No,
watch.
not silence. My mother can tell. What are you talking about? My mother can tell you. It doesn't matter. We're gonna beat the absolute fucking bejesus out of you again.
No, I know.
Yeah, I just looked Barstool Sportsbook. Michigan's favorite doing the whole fucking thing. They're ahead of Georgia.
So I remember the last time in the show they were favored too. We were in Columbus and you got shit bumped.
Oh boy.
What?
I said the last time that Michigan was favored in this rivalry on the show.
Oh.
You lost by a billion.
But before the days of COVID.
Yeah, the last time you were favored.
Yeah, before yeah.
Think after this,
Pre-2020.
You're not going to have Michigan. You're not going to have Patriots. You're going to have nothing. What do you have to live for?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
He's going to Celtics. He's going to be on the wood.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Patriots are down. Like Michigan's a favorite to win the national title, so I'd say still at football very much well and alive. I mean, look at Dan.
Yeah, I got
Not
nothing.
but
I got nothing.
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 Look. Well, I guess Walker Dolphins.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I got
I'm
absolutely
a
nothing.
Dolphins fan.
I got nothing.
Saturdays, though. Saturdays are what you
I
look
mean,
forward
Big
to.
Ev, what do you have? Nothing.
Ohio
You got the
State.
Giants. Yeah, but do you?
Undefeated, number 3 in the country. Going to beat Penn State, beat Michigan, win national title.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Dan, speaking of, we are going to Madison. So as that great promo, we're going to Madison next week for Ohio State, Wisconsin.
Yes, very excited. Wisconsin's been down. Tough year. We just lost our quarterback, but
Hey, you know where your backup's from?
Braden Locke,
You know where he's from?
Mississippi State.
Transfer from Mississippi State.
Okay,
I got
that
you.
makes me way worse.
I got
way
you.
Worse.
He's the last guy Mike Leach ever signed.
No, I'll say this. So Camp Randall night gonna be electric. Ohio State playing Penn State this week. It is a classic letdown spot. So I know that Wisconsin's not been good, but that is if you want to talk about spot, that is the perfect spot for the Badgers to shock the world.
We will be live at 4:30 Central at 10 North Charter Street. So
Yes.
it's a different place than we were in 2019 because our show's gotten much bigger. But I mean, I say this all the time. That 2019 show in Madison was one of the best ones we've had. So we're very excited to be there. What's the restaurant that we ate at last time that has the really
Tornado
good steak?
room.
Yeah, we went to the tornado room.
What is this late breaking news? Report NCAA opens investigation into Michigan over alleged in-person scouting violations.
Uh-oh.
They're coming out.
just Jim Harbaugh cheating again.
now.
Wait,
Well,
It's a dirty program.
the allegation
That's
is you're
bad,
not allowed
Dave.
to scout your opponent in person before the game. What the hell does that mean?
Dirty program.
Means you were cheating.
That's not good, Dave.
I mean, yeah, that
can't-
just.
You can't send somebody to advanced scout.
Bunch of cheaters.
I'm gonna call Charlie Baker.
The NCAA has alerted the Big Ten.
Get on it, Dave.
The league confirmed to another place without revealing specifics.
They're sending spies to spy on your opponents?
Without revealing specifics is kind of lame. Like, if you're going to put this out there, you should probably tell everybody what's going on.
You know, when they slapped him on the wrist for buying cheeseburgers for those recruits, so NCAA really invited this. They invited this.
To say that you can't advance scout a football team, what are you talking about?
Illegal.
Is being alleged to send unnamed individuals to
Cheating.
attend opponents' game to gather information on the signs they use for play
It's
calls.
just a
Fucking
dirty,
sick.
rotten, cheating,
Really
lying
sad.
program.
Really sad, Dave. Really sad.
Bunch of
Losing to
lying,
TCU
cheating
worked
scumbags.
Damn. All right, well, breaking news. So the story will be developing.
So much
I
for
love
Michigan
it.
men.
I absolutely love it. When you're king of the mountain, when you're the baddest boy in the block, everybody's coming at. This is like the Patriots all over again. Listen, no one's coming for me right now with the Patriots.
If the
They're
Patriots
just
had
out
never won
there.
a playoff game.
Or done
What are you
anything of
talking?
any significance
Big Ten
ever.
championship? No. They come at you when you're the king. When you got the big gloves, the heavyweight champ. These stories start coming. I've been through it for 20 years.
Heavy is the crown.
Bring them on.
Yeah, heavy is the
Bring
crown.
them on. Yeah, exactly. Heavy is the
won a playoff
the head that wears the crown.
Okay.
Okay.
See everyone
show,
in
guys.
Madison. Excited.
We'll see
Come
you guys
on
in
out.
Madison.
We're
Have a
winning
great
that
weekend.
game.